It may sound crazy, but what was once just speculation has finally taken shape. The Tesla Model 2 will be officially launched and promises to cost less than $15,000. That's right, a premium electric car with cutting-edge technological DNA could hit the market with a price that until recently seemed like an April Fool's joke. Elon Musk confirmed that production will begin in June 2025, which is already messing with the minds of competitors and consumers, of course. After all, when was the last time someone offered a truly complete, modern, and affordable electric car? The proposal is simple to understand, but hard to believe. To put a Tesla on the streets with all the technology the brand carries, at a price cheaper than many popular cars. This could be a game-changer, especially because what prevents many people from owning a Tesla today is not desire, but rather the cost. With the Model 2, this barrier will fall. Musk has made it clear that the demand for a Tesla is huge. What is missing is to make it financially viable. And that is exactly what the company seems about to solve. If the plan goes ahead as announced, the Model 2 could redefine the concept of people's car. But in this case, the term will take on a new meaning. No more basic trim or limited performance. The car will come with a refined design, optimized structure, and features that normally only appear in vehicles that cost 3 or 4 times as much. And this raises a provocative question. How will Tesla manage to deliver so much for so little? The answer to this will lie in the boldness of the project. The Model 2 will be produced with a new industrial approach, focused on efficiency from the first screw. Instead of relying on traditional methods, Tesla will bet on solutions such as giant foundries, massive automation, and cutting out intermediaries in the distribution chain. This should allow the company to drastically reduce production costs without cutting the quality of the final product. It is the kind of move that changes market rules. The model will also have a universal proposal. It will not be just for technology fanatics, nor will it be a luxury toy. Above all, the Model 2 will be affordable. It will be able to serve students, young couples, families starting out, retirees, and even ride-hailing drivers. And this will make it a real threat not only to its electric competitors, but also to its traditional combustion-powered ones. It is as if Tesla were saying, now, no one has an excuse to continue polluting. The impact of this game-changing shift will be felt in all directions. Brands like Toyota, Volkswagen, GM, and Ford will have to move fast or risk being left behind. None of them, at least not yet, has delivered anything with the same combination of price, range, and technology promised by the Model 2. And as Tesla gains scale, every unit sold will be a reminder to its rivals that the future is knocking, and you won't be waiting. The secret behind this turnaround lies where most consumers don't usually look, inside the battery. That's where Tesla intends to humiliate its competitors, with technology so advanced that some experts say it looks like it came from the future. The Model 2 will use cells with an energy density of 300 kWh, a mark that Volkswagen, GM, and Toyota can only hope to reach by around 2030. In other words, if all goes according to plan, Tesla will be putting an innovation on the road that its competitors won't have in the lab for another 5 years. And this advantage won't come from magic, but from bold engineering. Instead of conventional batteries, the Model 2 will rely on tabless cells, which are lighter and have a higher electrical flow. This will drastically reduce internal resistance and increase the efficiency of the set. In addition, the company has developed a proprietary chemistry that cuts the use of rare earth metals by up to 73%, which not only reduces the environmental impact, but also keeps costs down. In a world where the price of lithium and nickel goes up and down like a roller coaster, this could be a huge advantage. Another surprising move will be the use of advanced compounds such as silicon graphene in the cell's anode. While many automakers still use pure graphite, Tesla aims to store 40% more lithium per volume with this new solution. It's like being able to pack more energy into the same space, something that could double the range without needing a larger battery. This completely changes the game for smaller vehicles like the Model 2, which need to balance compactness and high performance. Now imagine combining that battery with a chassis, where it's a structural part of the car. It's not just a block of hardware, it's literally part of the vehicle's skeleton. This will make the Model 2 lighter, stronger, and even more efficient. By eliminating hundreds of parts that would be required in a traditional design, Tesla aims to cut weight, noise, and complexity all at once. And while other automakers are still locked into legacy supplier contracts, Tesla will have complete freedom to iterate on its batteries every 6 to 9 months. This puts its rivals in an extremely awkward position. Many are locked into designs that cannot be updated until 2027, due to agreements with third-party manufacturers. In other words, by the time its competitors can launch something comparable to what the Model 2 promises, Tesla will have already made at least 4 or 5 updates. It's like a race where a runner has already started with a half-lap lead and still changes his shoes every kilometer. And it's not just about power, it's also about cost. With this new generation of batteries, Tesla will be able to reduce the price per kWh of stored energy, which is directly reflected in the final price of the car. And since the production of these cells will take place within the company's own gigafactories, this eliminates intermediaries, extra fees, and logistical delays. What comes off the production line can go straight to the car, and then to the consumer. If the Model 2's battery already sounds like something out of science fiction, wait until you hear what Tesla is going to put under the hood, or rather, under the dashboard. That's because the Model 2 won't just come with a good power-assisted steering system, it will come with the full self-driving, FSD, autonomous driving package already included. And this detail could put the car in a level unattainable by any other model in its class. We're talking about a $15,000 car with an autonomous navigation system that, on its own, would cost almost that much in other brands. The brain that will command this entire operation will be a 5-nanometer chip developed internally by Tesla itself. No need to rely on NVIDIA or Qualcomm like its competitors still do. This chip will be capable of performing 75 trillion operations per second. Just to give you an idea, that's more than double what its rivals are using today, and almost 5 times more than the best competing system available on the market. It's like putting a miniature supercomputer inside your car, and it even learns on its own while you drive. And the secret behind this intelligence isn't just in the hardware. Tesla also takes care of the entire development cycle of the system. It writes the software, trains the artificial intelligence with real data, adjusts its behavior in real time, and sends weekly updates directly to the car. This creates a closed system of continuous learning that evolves with every kilometer driven. While other automakers still rely on annual updates, Tesla will be polishing the Model 2's autonomous driving like someone updating a smartphone app. By the way, it's worth pausing to highlight an interesting point. The database used to train Tesla's AI has already exceeded 5 billion miles driven in the real world. Meanwhile, companies like Ford and Honda still have between 50 and 200 million miles in their databases. This absurd difference translates into one thing: confidence. The more data, the more situations the car learns to handle. The Model 2 will hit the streets already prepared to face 97% of traffic scenarios on its own, with an accident rate 5.8 times lower than the average when autopilot is activated. Another factor that will draw attention will be the system's independence. Tesla OS 2.0, which will replace the need for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, will give the driver complete control of everything using just voice commands, from the air conditioning to the windows. And all of this will be done intuitively, seamlessly, and without crashes. The promise is that the car will listen, understand, and perform as if it were in a science fiction film. But in the real world, this system will also eliminate the bureaucracy of after-sales service. Weekly updates will allow new features to be added over time, without the car needing to be taken to a repair shop. A Model 2 purchased in 2025 could have dozens of new features installed by 2030, all while the owner sleeps. This completely transforms the notion of obsolescence. A Tesla ages differently. It gets better. While many are still trying to understand how a high-performance electric car could cost less than a basic sedan, Tesla is already playing another game, dismantling piece by piece the traditional model of production and distribution in the automotive industry. The Model 2 will not only be a revolution on wheels, it will be a lesson in logistics engineering. And that is where many a century-old automaker could fall flat on its face. Because Tesla is willing to change everything, from the way the car is assembled to how it arrives in your garage. Model 2 production will be based on something Elon Musk calls unboxed assembly. Instead of the classic linear assembly line, where each car passes through dozens of different stations, Tesla will divide the process into simultaneous modules. This means that the vehicle's parts will be assembled separately and only integrated at the end. The impact of this will be monumental. Fewer robots, less space required, and a huge reduction in time. In fact, Tesla has already stated that it could cut the number of robots needed per unit produced in half. But the star of the show will be the Gigapress, a machine that injects molten metal into giant molds to create large parts of the car at once. With it, Tesla aims to fabricate the Model 2's undercarriage in seconds. While other machines require hundreds of parts, welds, and adjustments, Tesla will streamline this to just a few complete molded parts. Fewer parts, fewer errors, less maintenance, and, of course, much faster. Another key point will be total control of the supply chain. Tesla will not depend on third parties to source raw materials or write software. It is already securing direct access to lithium and graphite mines, writing its own code and cutting out the middlemen. This, in addition to reducing costs, will give it something invaluable: control. Other automakers still struggle with long and slow supply chains, while Tesla is moving towards a verticalized model, where practically everything will be done in-house. In terms of sales, Tesla has already completely broken with the old dealership system. The Model 2 will be sold exclusively online, with a fixed price and no room for negotiation. This will eliminate the old game of push and pull that everyone knows: pushy salespeople, hidden fees, pressure to test drive. Buying a Model 2 could take just 8 minutes of your time, without leaving your home, and with direct delivery to 82% of US markets. Isn't this a punch in the gut for the current system? The consumer experience will also be rethought. No more wasting hours at the dealership. No more waiting weeks for a part, or hearing excuses from the mechanic. Tesla will use artificial intelligence to organize routes and distribution, both in production and delivery, reducing bottlenecks by up to 37%. This will translate into fewer delays, less stress, and more satisfied customers. Even the return process will be simplified. If you don't want the car, you can cancel it in minutes. Something unthinkable in the old school. Now, imagine that this same car, which promises to cost less than $15,000, with cutting-edge technology and state-of-the-art manufacturing, almost never needs to visit a repair shop. Does that sound like an exaggeration? It may seem like it, but Tesla is about to transform the relationship between car and owner with a concept that seems like something out of a futuristic movie: digital, autonomous, and efficient technical assistance, right in the comfort of your home. The Model 2 will be one of the first vehicles to practically repair itself, or at least warn and solve 87% of problems without leaving the garage. This miracle of maintenance will be possible thanks to automatic updates via satellite and Wi-Fi. A problem detected today could be fixed tomorrow in the middle of the night with an invisible update, without waiting in line, without having to travel, without having to make an appointment. The Model 2 will literally get better while you sleep. It may seem absurd, but it already happens with current models. And the next step is even more ambitious, predicting failures before they even occur. What if a manual adjustment is needed? Tesla is also doubling its fleet of mobile service vehicles, which could reach 3,000 units. Qualified technicians will come to your location with the right tools at a prearranged time and fix the problem right there. That means that trip to the service center, which can often take hours or even days, can be a simple stop at the garage. And at a lower cost, since Tesla's operational efficiency is 31% higher than the average traditional dealership service. The contrast with the current model is stark. While owners of conventional cars still face an average wait time of more than 12 days to resolve a simple fault, those with a Model 2 will be able to resolve most issues in less than 2 days, and without leaving their home. This difference in speed will be a powerful argument, especially for those who depend on their car on a daily basis and cannot afford to be at the mercy of crowded garages or slow service. In addition to efficiency, service will be more humane, ironically, because of technology. The Model 2's system will know exactly what's wrong, even before the technician shows up. This reduces misdiagnoses, unnecessary part replacements, and the frustration of the famous, "We can't reproduce the problem." The entire experience will be automated and personalized. The car will notify you, schedule the repair, and prepare everything so that the service is performed as quickly as possible. And all of this contributes directly to customer satisfaction, which is already very high with current models. Surveys show that 97% of Tesla owners are satisfied with their cars, while the average satisfaction rate for traditional dealerships is around 61%. The difference is so stark that it feels like we're comparing companies from different centuries. And in a way, we are. Tesla already operates like a technology company that happens to make cars, not the other way around. Safety is usually one of the biggest concerns for those thinking about buying a new car, especially for those with children, pets, or family members with reduced mobility. And that's exactly where the Tesla Model 2 aims to leave the competition in the dust. The idea is not just to deliver a cheap, high-tech car, but to create an environment so safe, smart, and accessible that choosing the Model 2 will seem like a no-brainer for any family. Tesla isn't just targeting the driver. It wants to win over those sitting in the back seat, too. The Model 2's body will be built around a battery that's part of the chassis, which will dramatically increase the car's rigidity in crashes. In preliminary tests, the car has demonstrated superior impact absorption capabilities to luxury SUVs, even though it costs a fraction of the price. In the event of an accident, the force transferred to passengers will be up to 37% less. It's as if the car creates an invisible bubble of protection around the family. And this isn't just marketing. It's raw engineering with a real purpose. But it's not just for adults. The Model 2 will have sensors and internal cameras that automatically detect if a child or pet has been left in the back seat, and will immediately send alerts to the parents' cell phones. This may seem like a small detail, but it's the kind of feature that can literally save lives. And anyone with small children knows how distraction can happen in the blink of an eye. Tesla decided to turn this concern into proactive technology. Another strong point will be the ease of installing child seats and booster seats. The ISOFIX anchors will come with a new, more accessible design, and the rear space will be optimized to accommodate different types of child safety devices without any tightness or compromises. The vehicle's flat floor, thanks to the absence of a transmission tunnel, will also make moving around inside the vehicle much more practical, especially when it comes to carrying bags, backpacks, and children all at the same time. Speaking of mobility, the car will also be revolutionary in terms of accessibility. Tesla will develop a unique wheelchair integration system, including automatic anchoring and a lowered suspension mode, which lowers the car by up to 4 centimeters to facilitate boarding. Not to mention the ramp built into the trunk, which can be used by anyone with mobility difficulties. All of this will come from the factory, without having to spend a lot of money on external adaptations. And of course, the Model 2 will come with all of Tesla's trademark active safety features: automatic emergency braking, 360-degree pedestrian detection, intelligent lane control, and AI-powered cameras that monitor the surroundings at all times. The idea is not only to protect against accidents, but to prevent them altogether. And the more the car drives, the more it will learn to anticipate risky situations. First impressions can be deceiving. The Tesla Model 2 will be small on the outside, but huge on the inside. This will be one of the most ingenious tricks of this project, and also one of the most underrated. The feeling of space and comfort inside will not come from the car's sheer size, but from the clever way in which every inch is used. What Tesla plans to deliver in this area could redefine what the world understands as a compact car. And for families or people who value practicality in their daily lives, this will make a huge difference. Even though it's about 15% smaller than the Model 3, the Model 2 should offer virtually the same interior space. And it won't be magic, it'll be engineering. The flat floor, a direct result of using the battery as part of the structure, will allow passengers to move around more freely inside the car. Children will be able to move from one seat to the other with ease, and adults won't have to twist and turn to get something from the back seat. This detail may seem small, but in a family's busy routine, it makes all the difference. Another highlight will be the absence of a transmission tunnel, which frees up space between the rear seats and ensures more usable area for the feet. The seats will also be thinner, but comfortable, using high-density foam that takes up less volume without losing softness. This will ensure that even taller people feel comfortable, even in a car that, theoretically, was made for urban environments. And since the roof will be slightly higher in the rear, no one will get out of the car with back pain due to lack of headroom. But what will really surprise you is the luggage space. The Model 2 will have two trunks, one in the front, where the engine is usually located in combustion cars, and another in the back, like in a traditional hatchback. And they won't be small. The front trunk will be larger than that of many mid-size sedans, and the rear will be impressively deep. In total, with the seats folded down, the cargo space will exceed 62 cubic feet, which, for a compact, is practically unbelievable. In addition to the bulky space, the organization will also be carefully thought out. There will be secret compartments, removable dividers, hooks for bags, and even built-in racks for carrying bicycles or school bags. All with a dirt-resistant finish, easy to clean, and with UV protection to keep the interior fresh. It's as if the car already thought about everyday situations, from going to the grocery store to an impromptu weekend trip.